This video is going to show you how to create a proposal for an FIT vacation. So we are in props and we are doing a new proposal as opposed to one of them that has been previously saved. Go ahead and name your proposal. And you will be able to add a specific key to the URL. So if you want to just call it honeymoon or Diane and John or something like that, you can add this in after you save it for the first time. We will be shuffling the order of this around a little bit, but just know that it is there. The next step would be to select which banner you want. So as you scroll through these a little bit, you'll notice that the picture at the top of the proposal changes as you change what you are quoting for your client. So I'm just going to leave this one as Mexico. Go ahead and save. And then back up to this key that I had just mentioned. You can type in a word. So when you send it to your client, this word will actually show in the URL that you send them. So just a nice little touch for you to customize the URL a little bit more. So I went ahead and clicked save. So I have got this proposal started. You can see the agent's name, the agent's logo, and then the title that I gave this proposal shows up down here in the header as well. So for this example, I am going to be quoting Diane and John honeymoon options for Mexico. So the first thing that I do is go to my tour operator and price out the properties that I am going to be quoting. And just make a note, either have it up in a second monitor or just jotting down some prices as I'm doing my quotes. But I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be quoting. So normally the first thing I do then is come over to content blocks, and this will show you all of the resorts and the content blocks that have been saved for both your agency and then any agencies that you are sharing with. So you can see this Trips Are Us is sharing Romance Travel Group's library. So however you have that set up, you'll be able to see all of the content blocks. So I know I am going to be quoting El Dorado, Casitas. So if I just start typing, it'll populate, and I can click add, and you'll see that it gets added down here in my proposal. I also know I am going to be adding Unico. So I will start typing Unico and add that in there. And let's also quote Secrets Maroma, and we'll get that added in there. So depending on how you set up your content blocks, you might have some editing to do. So in this case, my El Dorado Casitas is built for a destination wedding. So I price it per person per night, and I also include the group benefits in my content block. So I want to go in and edit that. So I can click the edit button, and instead of doing this per person per night total, I'm just going to say that this trip is $4,600 for the grand total of the trip. $4,600 for 7 nights. The rest of this is fine. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The one nice thing that we did add with the second body, it's really just a content block. You can put in here whatever you want. I've chosen to create our content library with the group benefits. So if you don't want to use the second body of the library, you can just click the clear, and it'll just get rid of that altogether for you, and then save this content block. So now you can see that I've changed it to the grand total for the 7 nights, and I don't have anything about group contracts or anything like that, because this couple just, it doesn't apply to them. So I will click the edit button for Unico, and again, I need to change the price, and I need to clear out the group information. And one more time with Secrets Maroma. And clear out that and save. So now what I've done is cleaned everything up. So I've got all of my pricing ready to go. All the group stuff is removed. The client can see all of this when I send it to her. So the next thing I have is this paragraph section. And I've actually written up some content blocks to start my quote and then to end my quote. So I know that I have saved a block that is called What's Included in These Prices. So I want to go ahead and add that. It populates it down on the bottom, but I actually want to open my quote with this, so I can just grab it and move it to the top. And you can see the paragraph, what's included with these prices. Again, it's written for a destination wedding, and it talks about guests and stuff like that. You would not want to use this paragraph for a honeymoon, but you can come in and clean it up. Here I'm just going to say this is what's included with these prices. Save that content block then. And you'll see that it's just a little short paragraph now. The other thing I have saved in here is email signatures or proposal signatures for the agent. So I just have them saved as Shelly's signature for me. Go ahead and add that, and I'll show you what that looks like. So it is called Shelly's signature. So the one thing you would want to do if you name a content block something, just so you remember what it is, you just want to go in there and retitle it before you send it to your client. Otherwise, they're going to see this title is called Shelly's signature. I just go in and change it to thank you. And that way it doesn't look out of place or anything when the client is actually seeing it. So you can see I changed it to thank you. Again, this content block is written for a wedding, but I link to my calendar so the guest or the client can get to my calendar, schedule a time to talk to me. I have an image down here on the bottom, but you can kind of create any type of paragraphs that you reuse again and again. One more option that I know I have saved in here is insurance. So travel insurance options. So I could add something like that. Again, I'm going to want to drag it around a little bit. But you can see what we offer for travel insurance. So we do two different options. And we give our link to Travel Guard so they can look at prices and quotes and whatnot there. You can also, in each of these content blocks, you could create a button. And so say you wanted to create a button that says book this option. You create your little button, you come in here to insert image. You would upload your image and then make it a hyperlink to your payment form or your reservation form or however it is that you're having clients submit their data to you. So you could make a little button right here for that. So your client could go ahead and just book. They wouldn't have to set up a time with you or anything like that. You could give them literally everything they need to book this trip from you. So you can get creative and do things like that with it as well. So my proposal is looking pretty good. I've got everything in there that I need for this particular client. One other thought too, if you're including flights, I would go ahead and edit this what's included and then list out the flights. right in here. Copy it from the tour operator, paste those flights in here, and that way they know what flights. You could also include the deposit amounts, final payment dates, all kinds of stuff. You can get super creative and put in here whatever works for you. When you have it all ready to go, you can click on the preview or the client preview, and it is going to show you, it's cut off a little bit here, but it's going to show you what the proposal looks like for the client. Basically, it's the same as what you were seeing on the proposal side of it, but they get this nice finished product with photos that they can scroll through and look at all in here. There's that travel insurance box that we added, and then my signature. So you would be able to take this URL, send it to the client, and they would be able to see everything we just created. That is a quick run through of how to put a proposal together. I know that was quick. There's lots and lots of ideas. I'm just amazed how creative all these agents are putting things together. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Any questions, let us know.